Samore Love Bugs, you have now tuned into my Blood, Sweat, and Heels recap. Guys, be sure to subscribe to my channel if you have not yet done so. Also, be sure to share this video wherever you like to share videos and give it that good old thumbs up. And also, like you guys, most of you guys know, I do have a beauty and fashion channel, and I will link that information in the description area. It is called Samore Love TV. So, guys, this is pretty much the season finale, which, I mean, it ended off pretty good. I guess they wanted it to end off on a positive note, and that's exactly what pretty much happened. So we can say that Demetria, she is a pretty true and loyal friend from what it seems like, because regardless to everything that she heard and regardless to what happened, the simple fact that Geneva always was there for her made her so loyal to her and always want to have her back and make sure that she was able to come to her wedding, even though ultimately at the end of it all she didn't even end up going anyway after all of that. Chantel, she was having a showcase for, I think her line or something is called Lavish, so she had a showcase for that. It was on a boat. She was freaking out a little bit at first because everybody was like acting, not even acting crazy, because they were doing everything, but they weren't doing it flawlessly as she wanted it. And then when everyone came, like all the guests, she has these elite clients coming, as well as media professionals and influencers and other things that were other people that were coming to the event. So she just wanted it to be absolutely flawless, and there were people that were standing outside. She was worried that they might leave. It was little things like that, so she had to like cool off, take a breather, and kind of refocus her energy. And then things did turn out okay in the beginning. It started off well. Daisy started feeling disappointed in herself and her body because she was feeling so bad when she was there, and she pretty much had to get off the boat because she just was not feeling well, and she had a fever. But Micah was a really good friend to her, kind of stayed with her away from the party and everything else, and just kind of made sure that she was okay, helped her to take her temperature and lay down. And you know, at the end of the day, those are the kind of people that you need in your life, because other people would have just stayed at the party dancing, having a good time, drinking or whatever, getting them free drinks on. But Micah, I think she's been through so much pain that she doesn't want to see anybody else in pain, and anything that she can do to help, she will. And I really feel like she's a pretty good person from what I've seen throughout the first and second season. Melissa, she takes it upon herself and feels like it's a good idea to confront Geneva while they are on this boat sailing through the middle of nowhere. And she tells her that she's pretty much that she's a bad friend for the things that she said about Demetria. And Arzo's right there, and Arzo was the only connecting link as to how Melissa and now Demetria would have found out this information. So she's just annoyed with Arzo. She's like, you can get out my face. Then she's saying things back to Melissa, who is confronting her, and somehow it ends up being a fight. I think it's because she was getting real aggressive. We all know how Geneva is. She gets all hyped up and aggressive, and then she wants to play like she's the victim, like she doesn't know why people get upset. If you get in people's face, she was the first one. Everyone's sitting down, she gets up, she's all like they're little kids. So she's all up in their faces. So then Arzo gets up, and then followed shortly after, Melissa ends up getting up. Because it was like real annoying to her that she's all like talking down to her like that. And I would have been got up. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna talk to me like that. But yeah. So that's exactly what happened. And Melissa, she continued to talk. And then Arzo was just like, oh, stop putting your hands. Because I guess she was like pointing too much. So Arzo was like, stop putting your hands in my face. And then she was like, don't touch me. This is what Geneva was saying, don't touch me, don't touch me. So then Melissa tries to intervene and take her hand off of Arzo. And I guess that's how the brawl started, because she's already mad at Melissa. She doesn't want Melissa touching her. So it just got out of control. Geneva picks up a bottle, hits Melissa with it from what I read, because they didn't even show anything. And you know, that's the crazy part. I feel like I was tricked into watching this season. I mean, yes, it was all good, fancy dancy, tizzle dizzle, but I feel like, okay, we saw in the papers that they had this big fight, so I knew that it was going to occur during the season, but I didn't think it was going to be the last episode and just a little piece of it. I mean, yeah, you're trying to stop the violence on TV or whatever, but that's what makes for good TV at the end of the day. And I know that's why a lot of people probably watch this season. Honestly, I don't know if I'm going to watch the next season. And of course, it's the same song a lot of people heard last season. No, last season I said I wasn't going to do it at all until I heard about this fight. Then I was intrigued and wanted to get more information. But now I just felt like I was bamboozled. I really don't even feel like watching another season. I mean, I'll probably watch it, but I don't think I'll review it. But it depends on what's going on in my life around that time. So I guess we'll see how many months it takes and what happens. I'm not going to lock it away and say I won't for sure, but I probably won't. So anyways, that's how that went down in Geneva. I guess she called the police and wanted medical attention because she got a little cut right here somewhere in the boobs. And what ended up happening is that the police came, they arrested her, and she's just like, no, I'm not doing this. Why am I getting arrested if I'm the one who called to get medical attention? I'm like, well, you can't say it's because you're black. Although, one funny thing was that the security guard, when he came to tell Chantel what was going down, he was like, the two girls got into a fight. They said Geneva, I think, because they said her blue dress and stuff, Geneva. And then he was like, and the other one is the one that's not black. And I'm like, she's not black. She is black and white. I mean, she looks like she's black. She's just light skinned, you know? And I was like, dude, you look kind of stupid on TV. But anyways, that was kind of weird to me. But of course, she could try to use that and say, oh, it's because they think she wasn't black. That's the reason why they arrested me. You know, that would be the first thing she goes in and tries to say. But yeah, they ended up arresting her because, I mean, at the end of the day, you picked up a weapon and you hit somebody with it. But they let her out of jail. Her lawyer had came down and let her, and like put in a good word for her. And now she has to go to court to see what happened. So, of course, they can't really talk too much about it. And throughout that whole thing, I heard Melissa, she was like, my career is ruined. Like, I think that's a big thing that she was thinking about, because at the end of the day, throughout her career started with her body and her face. So without those two things, she can lose a lot of money because she still does hostings and things like that. So although she's trying to get out of that, that's still part of her career, part of her lifestyle. And she goes to a lot of events. She don't want to have this big gouge on your face that looks like you're some kind of criminal or you're a member of some gang or, you know, something like that. And the same thing if she's trying to do other things, you know, like even showing a home or whatever. They're going to look at, that's going to be like the first thing that they look at, unless she covers it up with her hair. So, and it's messed up that out of all things she went for, is like, you go for the girl's face. I mean, a lot of people, granted, they don't really think, they kind of black out with these types of situations, but it was still messed up nonetheless. It was just kind of embarrassing. I know it's especially for Chantel, because this is her event and her friends that she's doing a show with, and for that to go down at her event with all these elite people, it was just a shame, you know? I know she felt some type of way, but the simple fact that Geneva is a close friend of hers kind of eased it off a little bit, and she's not bad with Melissa either anymore. I think she was more so having issues with Arzo, and now that's pretty much squashed. So she did show Chantel the scar that she had, or she showed her that she was bandaged up, and she's like, you know, it's most likely not going to heal well, it's going to be a keloid. But I'm like, you know, it's easier to cover up something that's on your right here than it is to cover up something that's on your face. You know, you complaining about that, that's minimal compared to somebody's face, which they use for everything that they do, you know? I mean, I just kind of was looking at it on a scale, and I just felt like the face is worse than right here, because you don't have to show your cleavage. That's something that you may most likely want to do. But either way, it was a bad situation for both of them, and luckily that's all that both of them had gotten. Another good thing that happened is that Daisy, she's now cancer free. Her cancer's in remission. So she's, the first thing that she does, or Micah and Chantel, who threw her this little party that was so cute. You know, she was totally crying and teared up. They were like the rejects from Demetria's wedding. They weren't able to go. They weren't invited. So they just had that party for her. It was an all pink party. It was really nice, and she teared up because of it, and she just appreciates life so much more. I just felt a little like, dang, like, why is the first thing that you guys, I mean, yes, she longed for that champagne or whatever, but I felt like, wasn't it her liver that was affected with the cancer? Like, for the first thing that you give somebody to be liquor, I feel like it's kind of messed up, because I don't know if it was cirrhosis or what it was. I don't think it was that, but you know, I just feel like her liver's not that strong anyway for you to be giving her these things, and now her liver has to filter, you know? I guess I'm thinking too above and beyond and back to when I was in nursing school and things like that. I'm just thinking all medically. So it was wedding day for Demetria as well, and it just turned out really nice for her, and the dress was totally her. Probably not something that was very traditional or that a lot of other people would have worn, but it was something that when you think of Demetria, you think of that dress, because it just went perfectly with her hair and everything that she had going on. I kind of would have liked her to switch up the hairstyle just a little bit, because I feel like that's her everyday hairstyle. I would have liked to see her maybe straighten it, like not necessarily relax or anything like that. No, that's, of course, that's forbidden. But to maybe just blow dry it out and let us see something different, or maybe some fancy natural hairstyle with maybe some little twist or braids or something. I felt like that would have been a real dramatic difference. But you know, I mean, to each his own, and she's a different type of person. I've met people that act like her. They're not necessarily that close to me, but I know, I kind of understand her. You know, I think it's the Pisces within me. We're so empathetic and we totally get people. And so I kind of get her. That's the way she is. She's kind of standoffish, kind of hides her emotions, her feelings, but she really totally is a romantic at the end of the day. And things do affect her, they do hurt her deeply, but she just tries not to show it out. And her sarcastic ways kind of, I feel like her sarcastic ways kind of is it kind of is to kind of deter you from what's really happening within her, or what's really happening in her life. You know, it's kind of like a distraction. That's a better word for it. So that's what I feel like that is. And that was pretty much the episode in a nutshell. That's pretty much what went down. Guys, let me know what you thought about this episode down below, okay? I'm not going to do the reunion. Just going to chill out for that. Just going to continue to watch Married to Medicine. That is the show that I'm currently doing on Sundays. I'm currently reviewing. And of course, Monday on my other channel, it's Love and Hip Hop. Then it's going to be Basketball Wives after that. And Tuesdays, what do we have on Tuesdays? We don't have anything on Tuesdays right now, I don't think. And Wednesdays, we had Catfish, but I don't know if it's coming back next week. I don't know what's going on with Catfish. So we don't really have that many shows going down. I'm going to try to bring some more entertainment news to you guys. So if you have anything of interest, then you can definitely hit me up on Facebook or Twitter or whatever. I'll check out the story, and if I'm interested, I will put it on this channel, and I will also try to make sure that I give you a shout out as well. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to stay fabulous, live free, and soar limitless. I'll see you in the next one. Laters.